CSN is a Crosby, Stills and Nash album released in 1977, a fifth album by the group, the second by the trio configuration and the first without Neil Young since his entry into the band. It peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Top Pop Albums chart. Two singles taken from the album, Nash's Just a Song Before I Go, and Stills' Fair Game, peaked at number 7 and number 43 respectively on the Billboard Hot 100. It has been certified for quadruple platinum sales by the RIAA. Content: in the interim since their tour in the spring and summer of 1970 to support their copyright Javu, the band had only completed one project together, the 1974 reunion tour. David Crosby and Graham Nash had recorded 3 albums as a duo, with Crosby releasing a single solo album and Nash a pair. Stephen Stills pursued other projects including the release of 4 solo albums, a short career with Manassas that yielded 2 albums, as well as a tour and an album with Neil Young. CSN featured songwriting from all 3 members, the last time for 17 years that the band would compose songs and handle vocals without major assistance from outside sources. The production of the album fits in well with the ruling aesthetic of the time as featured in other blockbusters such as the Eagles' Hotel California, Fleetwood Mac's Rumors, well-crafted, melodic songs played with precision and balance, essaying the personal travails of the authors. Many of Stills' songs on the album echo his marital problems, with Dark Star returning to the Latin rhythms he had favored all the way back to his Buffalo Springfield days. Crosby continued the existential probings consistent with much of his past work, and Nash offered both a radio-ready acoustic ballad with Just a Song Before I Go, and an elaborate set-piece recreating a vision of an LSD experience that he had in Winchester Cathedral with Cathedral. Many tracks were sweetened with a string section, a first on a CSNY project. The album was released for compact disc an initial time in the 1980s, then again at Ocean View Digital from the original tapes and reissued on September 20, 1994. It was remastered once more by Steve Hoffman in April 2013, for an Audio Fidelity 24 carats gold disc release in the summer of 2013. Cover art: Joel Bernstein photographed the trio in serious poses aboard a boat, and initial copies of CSN bore the picture on the cover. Your next picture Bernstein took of Crosby, Stills and Nash was a shot of them breaking into laughter at the thought of just having posed as serious artists. The trio later decided that they liked the second photo better, and it was decided that all future pressings of CSN should bear the laughter photo. Track listing: Side 1 Side 2 Personnel: David Crosby Euro vocals. Rhythm guitar on Fair Game, and Dark Star. Acoustic guitar on Just a Song Before I Go, and In My Dreams. String arrangements on Cathedral, and Cold Rain, Stephen Stills Euro vocals. Guitars on all tracks except Carried Away, Cathedral, and Cold Rain. Electric piano on Anything at All. Piano, string arrangements on I Give You Give Blind. Timbales on Fair Game, Graham Nash Euro vocals. Piano on Carried Away, Cathedral, Just a Song Before I Go, and Cold Rain. Harmonica on Carried Away. String arrangements on Cathedral, and Cold Rain. Additional personnel: Joe Vitale Euro drums on Carried Away, Fair Game, Cathedral, Dark Star, Run from Tears, and I Give You Give Blind. Organ on Shadow Captain, Fair Game, Anything at All, Dark Star. Electric piano on Carried Away, Just a Song Before I Go. Percussion on Cathedral, I Give You Give Blind. Flute on Shadow Captain. Timpani on Cathedral. Vibraphone on In My Dreams, Craig Douage Euro piano on Shadow Captain, and Anything at All. Electric piano on Shadow Captain, and Dark Star, Mike Finnegan Euro organ on Run from Tears, George Chocolate Perry Euro bass on Shadow Captain, Fair Game, Anything at All, Cathedral, Dark Star, and I Give You Give Blind. Jimmy Hazlip Euro bass on Carried Away, Tim Drummond Euro bass on Just a Song Before I Go, Gerald Johnson Euro bass on Run from Tears, Russ Kunkel Euro drums on Shadow Captain. Anything at All, Just a Song Before I Go, and In My Dreams. Congas on Shadow Captain. Dark Star. Percussion on Just a Song Before I Go, Ray Barretto a congas on Fair Game, Mike Lewis a string arrangements on Cathedral, Cold Rain, and I Give You Give Blind, Joel Bernstein a string arrangements on Cathedral. Production personnel Crosby, Stills and Nash a producers, Howard Albert, Ron Albert a co-producers, engineers, Steve Gorski a assistant engineer, Joel Bernstein a photography, Gary Burden a art direction, design, Joe Gastwhite a digital remastering. References